Trying to go! And what a goal!
What's the crack? What's the bleeding story? I'll tell you what the story is. This phone is getting milled over. And we're fucking have the squad depth and the strength of a fucking wet toilet paper. You know, just today wasn't today. I knew from the start no one was up for it. The team wasn't ready for it. The players were not fucking up for it, obviously. And I'll blame 110% because there was nothing to come off the bench that would actually worry me if I was an Everton player or fan. You know, it was very disappointing, to be honest with you. I just thought from the get-go, Odegaard was poor for the goal, everything like that, but let's get into it. We'll just go through the comments here and I'll add a few people in as there's one or two in the background there. Manny's in the house. What's the crack? What's the bleeding story? It was a good January transfer window. They said embarrassing performance. Good man, Craig. Big up to you, pal. The upper tier, big up Niall. Huge result. Arsenal didn't fancy that at all today. Midfield was missing. Yeah, exactly. Midfield wasn't there. 100% agree with you. Odegaard to blame, Party as well. But look, let's read out a few comments and we'll get back into it. Not too worried, Vinay and Edu will put out a statement in April saying we're ahead of schedule. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Definitely do. Say we not winning the league. Say we not winning the league. Well, look at it this way. It's all about the bounce back. You know, I am pissed off big time. But it's about what happens the next game. Brentford at home. Let's see what happens there. Mr. B, big up Dell. You must be good, mate. An ex-Brentford player scored to beat you. But I didn't think you would at least draw, as I told you yesterday. Never saw you lose, and I think shock, bro. Yeah, come here. I don't think anyone actually saw us losing at all. Like there wasn't many people that I heard. Oh, I think it could be a big banana skin. Apart from Joe Smith, Joe has been calling it out the last 2 weeks. She's been saying to me, Dale, I think I'm very nervous with this. I can see us losing. I can see us drawn. Lenny's in the house. Big up, Lenny. Big up, Del Boy. The Gunners got the stuffing from Stone Cold Sean Dyche. Yes, exactly. Trossard and Jorginho made a real difference, didn't they? Everything did deserve what they really, because the core, Onana, Coleman, McNeil were immense today. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to add in the boys here. See what they have to say. Manny, I'll come to you first, man. Sort of first thoughts. How are you feeling?
Let me just say this right now. At this point last season, I would be absolutely apoplectic. This season, because we happen to have the cushion of being top of the league and still playing quite well, I'm not too necessarily worried. Of course, by the time City are done with Spurs tomorrow, they could end up being merely 2 points behind us, having played an extra game more. But this could very well be the start of City putting on the afterburners as they go through. And will we be able to cope with it? We needed a result like this, Del. We needed a result like this because it was just the kick up the backside that we absolutely needed. We put out an unchanged team today thinking that, we had the bit between our teeth, obviously, after the win over Manchester United, where several players obviously, overachieved, I would say. But this just shows you what happens when the team isn't firing. And we also must give credit to Sean Dyche and Everton. Last week, when I had the honor of hosting your show, I remember speaking about the run-in that we had, starting with Everton and going on to Brentford and Manchester City and Aston Villa and Leicester City. And I was talking with Jez Collins, I remember, about the possibility of a new manager bounce. And I actually forgot to mention that Sean Dyche is one manager who actually has a pretty good record against Arsenal and against Mikel Arteta. Against Arteta, they played 5 times while he was Burnley manager, and he has a record of played 5, won 1, drawn 3, and lost 1. So not a winning record per se, but definitely a record which states that he is more than capable of making life uncomfortable. And today, he just worked his magic again. He had his Burnley old boys, Tarkovsky and McNeil, running the show. Our former gunner, Alex Iwobi, did his bit. Onana was outstanding in the midfield, even though he did pick up a deserved booking. Gana Gueye also played his bit. Calvert-Lewin looked absolutely terrific in the time he was on, and he very nearly could have had a goal had he just timed his run a bit better. Shades of Paul Gascoigne in the Euro 96 semi-finals against Germany. I just had to bring that up.
Yeah.
But Everton were up for it. They literally beat us at our own game because we're normally the one who has the promising start. But then they came at us, they harried us, they made us uncomfortable. They made our midfield of Partey, Xhaka and Odegaard looked exceptionally soft. And also several of our players had poor games. No words on Martinelli. It just goes to show that when you sign a contract, you need to be benched immediately afterwards because that was a pretty poor game from him. And I know that as Irishmen, you, Mr. Walsh, and Central Man will be quite happy to see Seamus Coleman proving that there's still life in the old dog. But as Arsenal fans, no, that was unacceptable. And Odegaard and White, I thought, didn't really do too well. Odegaard was not only poor for the goal, but there was also a point in that Calvert-Lewin chance that both of them combined for some pretty poor play. Onana whisked it off them and then fired his pass into the box, rather. And had Calvert-Lewin timed it, it would have been 1-0 to the Everton in the first half itself. And that just goes to show that when we have complacency and when our players just don't bother turning up against a team like this, we're asking for trouble. And this match will certainly lay bare some home truths about our team. We may be playing well, but do we have the experience? Do we have the composure? Do we have the respect for the other teams in the league that we definitely need to make sure that we don't take any match for granted? How can we fire ourselves up for games against Manchester United and other top teams in the Premier League, but we come over to Everton and we put in a performance like that? Yes, Dyche was outstanding as manager. The team was outstanding as the man. They deserved their win. It could have easily been 2-0 or even 3-0. But we also have to hold our hands up and say we had an awful day at the office. And if we never have a performance like this again, in this season at least, it will be too soon. But if we don't take things seriously, we're going to deserve all the criticism that we can get. And this is a wake-up call not only to our players but also to our fans. The league is not won yet. We have to take everything seriously. And you also have got to be respectful to every single team you play. If you don't treat the teams with the respect that they deserve, no more, no less, you're going to get exactly what you deserve. And how.
Sorry there, yeah, you can hear me now. I was just saying, Kyle, what happened today? What do you make of it?
Where do I even begin, Del Boy? Shocking. From start to finish, no answers. Everton were like the team that was trying to win the Premier League. Not us. We were fucking embarrassing. That's a shocking display of football. Once again, like I said, turning up thinking all we have to do is turn up. We got the shit kicked out of us, Del Boy, by Everton Football Club at the bottom of the table. Sean Dyche masterminding against Arteta. Bottom of the fucking table. Are we showing up and we'll be displaying football like that? Odegaard is our captain. Look at the defending that he did for the goal. My daughter would do better. Eddie and Kitye. Don't get me started with that donkey.
Wow.
Party. The whole lot of them were fucking useless. And then we bring Trossard and Jorginho on. Fabio Villa. Not good enough. Okay. I told you, Del Boy. I told you. And I'm fucking sick saying it. And people going against me all the time. I said that this transfer window is the end of our season. And I'm telling you that I'm fucking right. This is it. It's over. The dream is gone. This is not just Everton. This is going to be a repeat, a repeat, and a repeat. Because we are fucking good enough. And I'm sick looking at it. It's time for the fans to wake up. It's time for the players to wake up. We're going nowhere fast. We had a fucking transfer window to buy in players to push us over the line. And look at the donkeys we get. It's over.
It's fucking
Man
like
City will beat Spurs tomorrow. Everybody, get your heads together. Man City will beat Spurs tomorrow. No problem. The pressure is on us then, Del Boy. Let's see how fucking good we are then.
yeah, 100%. It's like as we all sort of we knew we were all saying it. The transfer window, he's not getting the fucking players in to back up Arteta. You know what I mean? He got Trossard, fair enough. That's sort of cover for he got rid of Lukonga, Marquinhos. We didn't really do anything. We got Trossard, we got Jorginho. Jorginho, as I said, El Nenny's replacement. He's not party replacement. Lukonga's gone. Useless. There's nothing on the bench that scared me. If I'm an Everton fan today, I was just this would be easy enough. They're forced team, and we always say it. The forced 11. If they're not clicking, if they're not bouncing, it's going to be a tough day at the office. Odegaard, he just got pushed off not pushed off the ball, out muscled, I'd say. All he had to do, if he sort of fell onto the ground, you know what I mean? He was taking Tarkowski down with him, and he probably wouldn't have got the goal. Use your head, be smart about the football. He stood his ground and just got pushed out of the way, out muscled. He scored a goal, great goal. As you says there, Kyle, Eddie Nketiah, the goal where I think the ball landed in my back garden. The one that he was Saka put him straight through, and he hit it just miles over the bar. He done a Harry Kane.
There, boy, not good enough, there, boy. If you had a top fucking striker, that'd be a goal. Not good enough, there, boy. These are the standards that we're hitting.
You just see the 14 go through, and I'm just there that's Thierry Henry-esque. He's gonna hit it in bottom corner or far corner or something like that. Miles gone over the stadium. Useless. Central man for you.
This is important to say. We're waiting 2 decades. This is our best opportunity in almost 2 decades. And we're fucking around with Everton Football Club.
Yeah.
They're not fucking good enough.
I don't know, Central, what do you make of it, man? Central, man, what
that game was boring. Oh, the game was boring, man. I found that game was boring. And we deserved. I knew we were not going to win because we did have no chances. Saka, Martinelli, wow, man. Last Friday they played quiet, but today they just disappeared. I think they should have played Trossard, give him his first start, and don't know about Jorginho. I think he didn't play Jorginho. I think they didn't give Jorginho enough time. But yeah, I was a bit pissed off about the transfer. The end of the lateral days of the transfer window. We're not getting Casado. We got Jorginho from Chelsea. It's really we're going back to that direction of signing former Chelsea players. And yeah, I'm doing it, watching the show, and also watching the Six Nations and Ireland being Wales by 27-3 at the same time. But anyway, yeah, I knew we had the opportunity for go 8 points clear. Now I want Spurs. I don't think they'll beat Man City, but I want City to get a draw. Just get a draw, man. If they get a draw, that'd be good for us. We have to beat Man City in 2 weeks' time at the Emirates. I think that's I think that's the Emirates, because we didn't play them in the league yet because of the Queen's death, and then they rescheduled it until February.
Yeah,
but anyway, that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I just think that fucking Sean Dyche, who said it there, it was just sorry, Craig said it, and this sums it all up. Everton bullied us. Sean Dyche had a week training session with them, and that's all he needed. We're still like that, aren't we? Wenger used to have us like that as well. If a team came and bullied us, we rolled over. The only person who showed a bit of fight today was Zinchenko near the end, when Maupay kicked out at him, and rightly so. Zinchenko sort of stuck it to him. If it was me, I would have stuck it a bit too more to him. A fucking flying elbow into the face while he was on the ground, because the little dickhead wasn't even looking at him when Zinchenko was pointing at him. You know what I mean? But I like that bit of bite. That's the only probably thing I liked about the game. From the very first, I'd say 15 minutes, I said it to Zach, was sitting beside me. I says, we're not getting anything out of this game today. None of the players were up for it. Absolutely none of them. I like, if I had to do a player rating, I'll just sum it all up. I'd give them all probably 1 out of fucking 10, and that's an average. They were fucking useless. Eddie Nketiah, to me, is not the answer. I'm fucking sorry. The writing was on the wall, and I'm sick of all this bullshit on fucking Twitter and fucking Instagram about, oh, Eddie's back. Oh, he's scoring goals. He's missing more than he's fucking getting. Today, like, against an Everton team today, you were only going to get 1, maybe 2 chances on front of goal. He just didn't look like fucking getting anything from it. Pickford had his number. 100% had his number today. You know, Manny, for you, was there anyone that stood out in the Arsenal jersey for you that played well?
I'm sorry, but before I answer that question, Del, I have to do this. This is going to be my impersonation of a certain AFTV personality. Neil Maupay, you're a cheat, and I hope Everton get relegated. I had to do that.
Very good.
Seriously, I mean, that was... I know I couldn't get his voice spot on, but, you know, the dialogue was the same. Boy, you're absolutely right. That guy is an absolute pain in the arse. And I'll tell you one thing, though. Emi Martinez owes Neil Maupay his World Cup winners medal and his Copa America medal, too. But to answer your question, if there is any player who did stand out for me, it is kind of hard to pick, really. I sort of agree with you and say Zinchenko had a really good game. I thought Saliba also tidied up quite well. I'd say that Ramsdale also had a pretty decent game. I mean, there was one save early in the first half where, you know, when the ball was deflected towards him, he stood his ground and made a good save. Oftentimes, we see the goalkeepers are taken aback by the deflection, and they sort of move one way and don't have time to, you know, change course and go back in the other direction. But he got his footwork spot on and palmed it away. That was really good. There was one moment where in the first half, I think he threw it out a bit too quickly and ended up going to an Everton midfielder who thought that he could try and chip him in return. And then Ramsdale was able to thankfully see that fall short into his arms and said, fine. So as decent a shot stopper as he is, he always has one moment of stupidity in him. And that's another reason why he will never be England's number 1. Of course, Pickford didn't exactly have a great game himself. There was one shot from Trossard, I believe, which he, instead of, you know, claiming it comfortably enough, he palmed it back into the danger zone. Any Arsenal player could have gotten in on that and scored a goal, but whatever. It is hard to pick any player who really shone. As you said, Zinchenko certainly looked good, but I thought I thought Saliba definitely looked pretty good. He didn't allow the likes of Calvert-Lewin and others to really get in too far behind him. And yeah, it is hard to pick. I'd say defensively, we some of our players shone. I didn't rate Ben White, to be honest. I thought he didn't have a good game. He should have been brought off for Tomiyasu a little bit earlier, and he and Odegaard very nearly combined to put us behind 1-0, only for Calvert-Lewin to do a Paul Gascoigne and miss that opportunity. But again, it's really hard to pick any player who really shone. And it was a game where we were complacent, just didn't turn up, and we got the kick up the arse we deserved. And if we don't get our act together against Brentford, I'm sorry, but, you know, City at the Emirates could very well look like a blowout.
Well, this is it. Like, even with Brentford, like, you know, if we performed like that against Brentford, we're getting slapped. Absolutely slapped in the Emirates. I don't care what anyone says. It's all about the bounce back now. This next game is huge in the season for Arsenal. You know, and I just seen there, I forget what Tayyib actually said it. Edu, 31 days wasted and fuck all. And you're 100% right. Onana today for Everton, brilliant. Big fella, you know, throwing his weight around, up to the fans, fucking getting them involved. You know, he had a great game today. You know, we made Seamus Coleman look like he was fucking 21 years of age. You know, Martinelli couldn't handle him. Ben White, as you says, useless today. What about you, Kyle? Anyone stand out for you? Silly question, but I'll give it to you anyway.
No one stood out for me today. What I saw during the week was absolute fucking disgrace. Training camp. and they're piggybacking each other and high-fiving each other and licking each other's fucking holes, telling each other how much of legends they are. What was Sean Dyche doing? Running the players into the ground, making them get fucking sick. They went out today, and what was the difference? Our players going around like Ben White, the false fucking fake tan on him. And all this fucking nonsense. And they're falling around like little chaps. Get the fuck up off the ground and play the game. Stand up for the fucking jersey. Play for the Christ. Go to win the championship. And we fucking carrying on like this today.
Yeah.
Fuck this piggybacking and high fives and all that fucking shit. Get down to fucking training Monday morning. Get your acts together. Go out and beat fucking Brentford next week. And if you don't beat Brentford, fuck off for the rest of the season.
Yeah. 100%.
Because Man City will fucking destroy you, still, boy. I fucking sick saying it. I fucking fuming. And I had these fucking assholes and they're fucking ringing me and texting me, telling me what you're talking about. You're putting us down. We have a chance to win the league. We have no fucking chance. We want to win the Wexford League. I'm fucking sick, that boy. I'm fucking sick because I saw no passion. I saw nothing today.
This is the thing.
£200,000 a week, that boy. If me, you were the boys in the chat here had turned up for work and didn't put the effort in, we'd be sacked. These fucking pricks are multimillionaires and they want to fuck all today. It's a disgrace.
Yeah. It's like we've been told, like, you know, we have champions like, you know, Jesus, Zinchenko, Jorginho winning European titles and all this shit. Like, you know, where were they today when you sort of needed the experience of winning a league? Like, you know, to grab a player or two and just go in, like, especially even at half time. Guys, what the fuck is going on here? We're playing shit. Odegaard, useless today. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to lay into him because he has been brilliant. Xhaka, shite. Useless today. Partey, as he says, I think he still, was he injured or he got the knock or whatever? I don't think he even should have started. You know what I mean? But who do you play? Jorginho? You know, Vieira tried to do something when he came on. Didn't work out. You know, it's just, we've no plan B. No plan B. We seen it against Newcastle when we couldn't score a goal. Couldn't get over the line. You know, today proved it again. Couldn't get over the line. Got bullied. They scored. They defended. Wasting time. And fair play to Everton for doing that. Big up to them. They're not getting relegated. No way with their performance today if they keep it up like that. Very well played for them. You know, I like, for me, you know, I think the Brentford game, if they do what you're saying, Kyle, train the fuck out of them this week. You've won nothing. Absolutely nothing. We haven't won a league. You're nothing. So forget all this, as you say, piggybacking and high-fiving and fucking hugging and kissing. Go out and fucking train right. And respect the team you're playing. But go out and fucking annihilate Brentford next Saturday. Annihilate them. That's what has to be done. Central, what do you make of it?
I got no words, to be honest. I think like I've been like I can't oh god, I'm stumbling by the way, but wow.
Did you have any confidence with the game? Like, did you think we were going to lose before the game?
Not really. Probably like not really. Probably like a 1-0, 2-0. But yeah, it's like we played flat, man. We played like we didn't really up for it, you know. Like, wow. I feel like the players have been burnt out, man. I feel like they're just like they feel like they're knackered. Like I think he should have like played Trossard, try to give Jorginho a crack, and yeah, we gotta be careful our next games. If we slip up one more time, we're not gonna win that league. You know, it's like it's gonna be seized for the taking. Like it's just like it's not heartbreaking, but it's just disappointed. Like this is our great opportunity for a chance to win the league title for the first time since 2004. Like this is Arsenal's history since we moved to the Emirates. You know, every time we're in the title race, we end up falling flat somewhere about February time. And yeah.
I just want to, Manny, do you want to just talk about your comments just there? Is this what Arteta's been saying?
Yeah, so I'm actually on the BBC Sport webpage right now, and this is what Arteta has to say. We had loads of the ball, but we lacked that purpose and quality in the final third. We generated many chances, but then we conceded and they slowed the game down and we struggled. Everton do this to every team, and that's their strength. With the height, the physicality is their strength. If you want to control the game against them, you have to control this. We did not do that today. We needed more composure and to control emotionally the game better. We gave away so many unnecessary free kicks, and that's what they want. Today, I love them much better than the week before a month ago. It's easy to be next to someone when they are winning well. I am still so proud of all these players. They deserve it. This is not going to be a rose pathway. This is going to be tricky, and we will have to dig in and play much better than we did today. Seriously? Your boys put in a performance like that. You know what to expect from them. And if you knew that their strength is their height and physicality with the likes of Connor Cody, James Tarkowski, and whoever else was in the back four today. I believe it was Seamus Coleman and Mikolenko. I'm surprised they didn't go with a back five and have another centre back in, but I suppose they probably didn't need it because a back five would have been a little bit too, clunky, I suppose. But your team puts in a performance like that against the side which started the day right in the relegation zone. I believe they were bottom when the match started today. In fact, a very interesting piece of trivia, which I found out from the commentary, the last time that Arsenal lost to a team that started the day at the bottom of the league, Sean Dyche was manager against Burnley.
Yep.
History has repeated itself over and once again. And all I can say is, your boys put in a performance like that. They show utter complacency, no respect for the way Everton was set up. They had no intention of being able to try and get the ball back when Everton were bullying us. And you have the cheek to say you're still so proud of the players and you deserve it. Now's not the time to say that, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I added his quote, shut your mouth and eat it. Because you need to eat some humble pie right now. You have also been complicit in many ways in trying to raise the hopes of the fans by saying, it's almost on our way. And you have the nerve to come and say things like that. I suppose credit to him, he might have given his boys an absolute bollocking in the dressing room afterwards. But that is not what you say when you lose a game like that. And as well as Dyche and Everton have done today, and they deserve their plaudits, our Aussie friend, Steve-O, would say, you can't give Everton too much credit. We were simply poor. And these comments from the manager epitomise that. Do we have the stomach and the drive to say, this is not us, we need to do better? Or will we just say, it is what it is? This is going to be a real test. We're still top. Our destiny is still, for the most part, in our hands. But we must do better. If we do not want to be another laughingstock this season like we were last season, we must do better.
Yeah, exactly. And even... You're on mute there, Kyle.
That's the difference, then, boy. Pep Guardiola 2 weeks ago went through his team in an interview.
Yes.
Why does Arteta not come out today and tell the fucking truth to the fans? Because we're not blind and we're not stupid. I said that was a disgraceful performance from a team that's wanting to win the Premier League, and that this is not going to happen again. And I'm sorry to the fans for that pathetic excuse of a display of football. And I promise you, as the manager, this will not happen for the rest of the season. Instead of that, he comes out and says he's fucking proud of us. They're a joke, and he's a joke. And if they don't perform and don't win the Premier League, I want him and the rest of them gone. Out. No excuses. Fuck up with excuses.
He should.
And that today is an excuse. Fuck off your fucking bullshit interviews.
Yeah, he should have thrown Edu under the bus there. He should have just says, look, this is the way it is. I didn't get the players I wanted, gave him a list, didn't do it. Why not throw him under the bus? It's all too nice at Arsenal. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if I'm Arteta, I'm just saying the first person when things go wrong, who is everyone going to be looking at? Me, the manager. No, they're not looking at Edu because he didn't get players in. You fucking push him under the bus. I wanted this player, that player, and that player. And I got 2 players, let's say 3 players. You know, not good enough. You know what I mean? We've all been saying it. We've all been going for we're going for the league. We're top of the league. Give him the players. Give him the tools he needs to fucking win it. He didn't. Edu didn't. I'm sorry about it. It's just not good enough. It's the whole mentality of we're acting like a small club. We're on top of the fucking league. You know what I mean? And I know Arteta can probably understand a bit why he's trying to be lovey-dovey with the players because it has been working up until now. But there is times where you have to roll up your sleeves and tell the truth to a few players. You were fucking useless today. Ferguson used to do it all the time. He'd say it to a player and he'd get it into their head and he'd remind them then that when they're going out the following week, he'd just go, remember last week you were fucking useless. What's in his mind? That player then is going out, I'll fucking show him who's useless today. And he plays a fucking stormer. That's it. Like, it's getting inside these players' heads. This is what needs to be done. You know, I'm so fucking annoyed. I'll just read out a few comments here. And please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already. Really do appreciate it. This is a great comment, actually. And I agree 110%. Sniper Scope. I knew the moment Sean Dyche got the job, we would struggle this game. 100%. I think everyone will agree with that. You know what I mean? That's why I was praying Frank Lampard would be in charge of our game. Clearly didn't happen and we got slapped. Last 4 trips to Goodison, 3 losses and 1 draw. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? You'd swear, like, you know, they're in top of the table the way that they played today. And come on, people, touch the like up. Yes, please do. Dyche giving an interview with that voice at the moment probably scared the shit out of the pampered Everton players. Yeah, come here, fair play to him. He was giving it loads on the line. You know, Wolves 1-0, Liverpool, go on.
Wow.
Get in. Big up Static, Del Boy panel, absolutely pathetic. 100%, mate. It's fucking useless. Not good enough, but I'm not going to hit the fucking, the shit fucking button yet. I'm trying to hold it here together because I think it's the next game is the one that we need to win. Penn, Man United. Oh, for fuck's sake. This sort of game is where the squares is so young, though. Excuses will appear in their droves. Yeah, exactly. While I'm talking about that, Central, did you think that was a penalty when it sort of went to the VAR or whatever, or it didn't go to VAR, where Mupai took down Gabriel, sort of edge of the box?
I know. That's I don't know, man. It's hard
close.
to say.
We've
It's
seen them
close.
given, you know, but I'm not using that as an excuse. Manny, do you
Yeah.
think it was? Manny, your mic is muted.
Oh, yeah. I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I think it's hard to say, Del, because from where I was watching on the telly, I couldn't really get a good view of that little infringement there between Maupay and Gabriel. And I suppose the commentators were in agreement that while there might have been a little bit of an infringement, it really wasn't that much to warrant either a penalty or a free kick. And I think VAR were just satisfied with that. I suppose on second viewing, if you take a look at it, yeah, I mean, some of them have been given, and maybe VAR person in charge, I think his name is John something, Roberts, I think it is, and he probably felt as though, you know, it didn't really have that much in terms of malice to warrant a penalty being awarded, and I'd hoped it would have been a penalty, and had we converted that penalty and gone in 1-0, who knows? I always say that if ifs and buts were sweets and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. But there is a difference between going into the break 0-0, having had the the piss taken out of you, and going to the break 1-0 up, knowing that regardless of how poorly you played, you still have a lead, and it's up to you to consolidate on that, which Everton did, and which we could have perhaps looked to do. But again, that can't take away from how poorly we played and how we just weren't able to. I mean, defensively, we were all over the shop. I did say that some of the defenders had a good game, but there were some moments where I believe the midfield had to be blamed for allowing them to sort of run through. They found the right areas and the right channels, but again, it was just a poor display. I think that's one of those things which can be looked at again and again and again, and you can use that as a stick to beat VAR with. But at the end of the day, we just weren't good value for anything more than a defeat. And you could say that we were lucky to get nil, as they normally say.
Yeah, look, I agree with you, Manny. We hate Liverpool here, and I'm just reading a few of the comments here. Big up, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up there now because I want to go in and have a look at a few of these goals and stuff like that. Final words, Kyle.
Del Boy, once again, we find ourselves talking about VAR decision, a penalty decision like we did against Newcastle. Like I always say, excuse after fucking excuse. No excuses with me. Piss poor performance. Joke of a fucking performance. From Arteta to whole way down through the team, never showed up today. Never showed up. We want to win the Premier League with displays like that. Forget about it. I'm going to say this, there, boy. You have me on video saying this. That's the end of our championship dream. We have no chance winning that league after today. Trust me. Wait till you see the weeds come off the wheelbarrow now. Watch. This is the start of it, there, boy. This is the start. We haven't got the balls. We haven't got the dedication. We haven't got the heart. We have no winning mentality. Finished. And if we are finished, I want the big boys finished at this club once and for all. 2 decades. Because next season, we have no hope. United are coming back. City are back. The Pool will be back. Chelsea will be back. This is our best opportunity. Yeah. If we fail, we are done. Trust me.
Yeah, 100%. I'll just read out one or two of these last comments here. Static, Del Boy panel, an important stat. In the last 50 years, no new coach for Everton during their first game in charge has ever lost. As soon as I heard that, I feared Arsenal wouldn't win. Yeah, exactly, Static. If Villa beat Arsenal at Villa Park next week, title is over. There you go. Yeah, Kyle, someone else agreeing with you. Great show again. As always, enjoy your content, brother. Thanks a million, Nelly. I really appreciate your support, pal. Static, good show, Del Boy and panel. Well done, Static. Thank you. Poor old Liverpool. Could Klopp walk away if he loses this? You never know. Maddison levels up for Leicester 1-1. Central, I'll just give you a last thing. Would you agree with Kyle there? Is our title over if we lose next week?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think so. Because like if Man City win the next game, if they beat Spurs tomorrow, yeah, I think like we got to win up. We got to like keep on winning. Don't drop points. Like this is a great opportunity, man. It's like for next season, we don't know about Liverpool's gonna bounce back. Man United probably will have a crack in the title race. Man City, don't know about Chelsea. And what about Newcastle, man? Look at Newcastle. They got the Saudi ownership, man. They're in the cup final. Like we are missing out. We've been missing out for since the 2000s, man. You know, of like not like trying to be in the being that when the big playing like the big boy competing with the big boys. You know, we're floundering in like Champions League places. We drop out of Europe, and it's funny. Like we're the third biggest club in English football. We can't even win the league for almost like 20 years, and people making excuses about the stadium, blah blah blah. No, it's not. You know, and you know, I gotta tell you, if we finish, if we like don't win the league, and those people, you got these people on social media going about, oh, see, we got top 4. No, I don't want top 4, man. We're tired. I'm tired of top 4, man. It's like what's that? Yeah, we're just like making a lot of Champions League money, like scrape our Champions League group and get knocked down in the last 16. Enough of that, man. Like
it's
boring.
Like at this stage, I don't even want to hear that top four bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's overrated, man.
Yeah, you know, like as Kyle said there earlier on, if I'm going into the training room, the dressing room on Monday morning or Tuesday, whenever the fuck they're going in, I'm bursting the fucking doors off the hinges, and I'm going to go, right, lads, I'm fucking milling you all over this week. You don't performance out like that and go for the league title. I think that performance today, even of all the league performances that I've seen Arsenal win, that's probably the worst performance I've seen from an Arsenal team that have won a league. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? And on that note, I'll thank everyone for dropping a comment in, and I want to thank up Mane, Central Man, and Kyle Walsh, as always, coming on our show. Really appreciate it. Just before you go, if you don't mind hitting the like button, give us an L subscribe as well if you don't mind. And big up to everyone in the chat. Really do appreciate it. Have all enjoy your weekend. The rest of what's happening, I'll be watching the Man City, the Spurs game closely. Will Spurs do Arsenal a favour? I doubt it, but hopefully I'm wrong. And on that note, I'll take care and God bless the whole lot of yous all. Come on, you Gunners. Edu out.